Nintendo needs to get so again it's a magic formula from the past that distance itself from Breath of the Wild or the Fire game figure of some nods as you dive into the next Zelda thread. It just needs good music again. Every game from 1994 to 2007 has a phenomenal soundtrack. Oh yeah, we're gonna exclude 2008 for some reason, where it's Mario Kart 8, which has one of the most memorable soundtracks in all of Nintendo. Yeah, we're gonna exclude Mario Kart, the year Mario Kart released and Smash Bros. Brawl released. Yeah, we're gonna exclude that year. We're gonna move on from that year. What about before 1994? What about the games before 1994? Okay, not just quality, but catchy and memorable, iconic. The jumps between games carry the old styles and matters be gaming, and there's a bunch of Nintendo games soundtracks as well. And yes, a lot of Nintendo games have very memorable soundtracks. Even the little things like Ocarina of Time, they jump on a Portal or Roto Warwick 1-1 Rants. Because my games, it's all fine. So some trouble tracks and as well cultural staying powers, some events that some older tracks have. So a few times they touched it on great when it had remixes on some classics, like Call Girl Fight and Tears of the Kingdom. We understand that Koji Kondo is basically gone, but even its entries are still pretty weak compared to the quote-unquote classic. It still needs music for its soul, and without it, its games will continue being good or no better. Okay, first of all, Nintendo games have always had good music. Okay, even like the worst games has still had good music. Again, your taste in music is very subjective, but you can't just not listen to the Kirby and the Forgotten Land soundtrack or Mario Odyssey soundtrack and say, oh yeah, that isn't as good as Mario Galaxy or Mario 64. Okay, it's soulless. Okay, like really, this is where we're at with nitpicking of Nintendo. Like really, that the soundtracks aren't as good as the old games. Like, oh, it's not as good as Banjo-Kazooie's soundtrack because I grew up with Banjo-Kazooie. Okay, Nintendo games have always had good soundtracks. Okay, even the newer titles. Okay, it's just a fact of playing a Nintendo game. Nintendo games have always had good soundtracks. Okay, and of course we're ignoring 2008, which had Mario Kart Wii, which has one of the most memorable soundtracks in all of Nintendo. 2009 had Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story, and of course New Super Mario Bros. Wii, which those soundtracks are very memorable as well. Okay, especially Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story, which has one of the best final boss themes and most memorable final boss themes in any game history. And once I figure out non-Nintendo titles, 2015 gave us a certain game of skeletons and goats called Undertale, which is one of the most beloved soundtracks in gaming history. Or Halo 3, which released in 2007 as well. And even like the future Halo games still have good soundtracks. Yes, even Halo 5 has a good soundtrack. Game soundtracks have never really disappointed. And let's talk about Bubsy 3D's soundtrack. Yeah, but again, that's Bubsy 3D. There was nothing good about Bubsy 3D as well. But again, calling the modern Nintendo games soundtracks not as great as the past soundtracks is really, really insulting to the composers of games like Splatoon, Mario Odyssey, and stuff like that. And that's about this video here. Goodbye.